Hello everyone, Pete here, and these are the brand new RayNeo Air 3S AR glasses. Let's blast through my top 15 thoughts on these as I test them out watching movies and TV shows, playing games from my Steam Deck, and yes, of course from my ROG Ally X, to find out whether you should consider buying these. Plus I'll use my Meta Quest 3 to simulate what the 201-inch virtual screen actually looks like in real life. So let's head outside to test these, as I think a perfect use case scenario in using AR glasses like the RayNeo Air 3S's is in the garden. So my first thought is the nice, sleek, minimalistic packaging that gives off good first impressions. Something that really caught my eye is the wide range of compatibility with phones, tablets and game consoles, with a particular emphasis on the Switch 2, which I found interesting. Although I believe something called a Joy Dock is needed for gaming on the current Switch or upcoming Switch 2. Having a private gaming session is what really attracts me to the AR glasses, which is highlighted, and we'll be testing out if an immersive 201-inch virtual screen actually is possible on these. Act 2 is taking the Air 3S's out of the box for the very first time, and even though that these are more on the budget end, which I'll talk about later, we get a super nice protective case that still feels pretty premium. In the box we get a quick guide, some demo prescription lens inserts, a massively thick user manual, wow, lens cloth and a nosebud, and I'm guessing that we'll get at least one more size to choose from in the case hopefully. So opening the case for the first time, and wow, the Air 3s look really nice. Again, they really give off premium vibes, and I don't think anybody looking on would realise that they are almost half of the cost of some other AR glasses. I really love these dark silver finishes on the arms. The inside part looks really nice. I really could imagine going out and about, say at the local park, and not really being too self-conscious. It comes attached with another size of nosebuds. There's a nice matte black finish to the top. And finally we get the USB C cable, neatly stored away behind the top half of the case. At 3, I was blown away with just how light these Air 3S's feel. This is so important when wearing any kind of tech on our face. With these coming in at just 78 grams, I really can already see myself wearing these for hours without any discomforts due to heaviness. They really are amazingly light, even in one hand, while still retaining a great level of durability. Talking about comfort, it's super pleasing to see that these have an amazing amount of bend at the hinges to them. If you have a larger meathead like me, because we've got bigger brains I guess, then there is a considerable amount of maneuverability in terms of making them super comfortable on our face. Guys, just look at how much these bend, and it's very impressive considering much higher priced alternatives don't have this level of adjustability. I just noticed this sticker which shows that we can slightly adjust them up and down too if needed, which is nice. The fifth aspect I noticed is that the matte black area is very prone to fingerprint smudges, just like other premium AR glasses that I've tested like the Viture Pro XRs. Putting on the 3S's for the first time, which by the way are super comfy for me on the default nose buds, taking them off and the smudges are particularly evident where the bridge of our nose has been, and guys, honestly I don't have a super sweaty head, I promise. This isn't a big issue, it's just something that we need to bear in mind that we'll probably need to wipe them regularly to clean them. The sixth thing I noticed is that these Air 3s don't come with Myopia adjustment dials on the top for if we need a prescription, which was an amazing premium feature that I loved on the much more expensive Viture Pro XRs. It is understandable with the Air 3S's being much more budget friendly. I'm okay as I'm only a -1.0 prescription in both eyes. But if any of us do have a significant prescription, then getting a lens insert which simply clips to the notch on the inside is definitely something to consider. At 7 is the physical features, and on the left arm we have the speakers, which I'll test out in a moment, a volume rocker and a menu button right here. Then on the right arm are the speakers here and a brightness rocker too. And now it's time for the good stuff, to test out some films and TV shows and of course gaming. So my 8th thought was when plugging into the attached USB C cable, which goes into the end of the right arm. It doesn't have the amazing MagSafe clip-on charging function like the Viture Pro XRs or other more premium glasses, which is a shame, but again it's understandable with these Air 3Ss being a very budget-friendly alternative. At 9 is just how plug in and play this is. It is so easy, no drivers or messing around, simply load up our favourite TV show or film, plug in USB-C end into our Apple or Android phone or tablet, which in my case is the iPhone 16 Pro Max, and voila, it just instantly starts playing on the Air 3Ss. Those of us with Steam Decks, both the older LCD and the amazing OLED version, we simply pop in the USB-C, the screen turns black, and here we go, time to game, and it's as simple as that. And of course, likewise with the ROG Allies, Ally X's, and I'm assuming Legion Go's and pretty much all of our handhelds, simply plug in with no drivers needed, the screen goes black, and we're in playing our favourite games. At 10 is when we put the RayNeo Air 3Ss on for the first ever time is wow, this is a super crisp 1080p screen, this is amazing. I'm well impressed with these. It is super hard to capture the inside lenses on camera, so I'll simulate the size in a moment, but trust me, the display is so good. Great colour accuracy that RayNeo call a Hue View Micro OLED screen, with no noticeable blurring around the edges, even despite my low -1.0 prescription. So good. At 11 is in the menu. The default refresh rate is 60, so definitely change this to 120. There is also a whisper mode to quieten the speakers so if we're in bed and don't want to disturb the missus, and there's some display colour preset options too, like standard, game mode, movie, and also eye protection too. At 12 is the speakers, and I'm pleased to report that these are definitely loud enough to really enjoy our TV shows, films, and games without needing external earphones or headphones, which is ace. It's so hard to capture this, but listen to this.
Finally, shut up, Logan Paul. You know, a lot of people.
At 13 is the brightness, and wow, I am just so impressed with these. I would say 50% brightness is absolutely fine, and when I crank it up to the max 100, then whoa, the colours just absolutely pop. These are so nice, even in bright environments like in our gardens, even if they don't have the electrochromatic lenses which switch to dark as found on the more premium glasses like the Viture Pros. At 14 is what we've all been waiting for, which is the screen size. And as I say, with these type of glasses being so hard to capture on our cameras, I'm going to use my amazing MetaQuest 3 headset to simulate the exact display of the Air 3Ss. So I've put on my Quest 3, yep, this is too small, so let's just enlarge it. And yes, I would say that this is it. This is the size of the 201-inch virtual display, which covers about 2/3 of my back garden fence. And this is a great size. I really do think that this area is good enough to watch TV shows and films, and it feels noticeably bigger, perhaps almost twice as large as the Viture Pro XRs, as these offer a substantially less 135-inch display. Plugging in my ROG Ally X, and this is my simulated view of what gaming is like too. I really could see myself gaming for hours on these, with them having a really great 201-inch virtual display area and them being so light too. They're barely noticeable when wearing them. And finally at 15 is the price. And wow, I just can't believe that these come in at under $250. This is such a great price point. So should you get these brand new RayNeo Air 3Ss? So while it may lack the premium features like a fancy electromagnetic lens dimming, Myopia adjustable dials to correct those of us with prescriptions, and also a lack of a MagSafe style charging cable, I think that these RayNeo Air 3Ss are fantastic for the price, as the 201-inch virtual display is getting on for almost double the size of those premium cinema glasses that cost around the £400 and dollar mark. And if you're in the market for something like this, then I really don't think that you'll be disappointed with these RayNeo Air 3Ss. I'll drop a link below if you're thinking of purchasing these, and I'd love to hear what you think about them, along with your experience of other similar XR and AR glasses. Let us know in the comments. A huge thanks to Ria and Lily at RayNeo for reaching out and sending one for me to test out. And as a thank you for watching this far, I'd love to share this awesome quote. Sometimes we have to lose everything to gain everything. Certain things have to end, so better things can begin. Your life isn't over. Wow, so many of the most painful times in my life actually was the catalyst for many of the best things in my life. So if you're going through loss or heartbreak right now, then remember your life isn't over. Things will get better. So stay encouraged today, guys. If you enjoyed today's video, then check out my look at the premium Viture Pro XR glasses. I appreciate every single one of you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.